Hey,
What up?
Hey.
Yo, we gotta get lit. I'm popping pills right now.
Well, okay,
Dayquil,
hold on.
Dayquil, Dayquil.
Yeah,
I think this is why you don't go to a Waffle House at 4 in the morning in Texas.
No, that has nothing to do with it. Has to do with you burning the candle at both ends on the trip. That's what that's about. But you had
Jake
fun.
started. Jake started his morning with 1,000 milligrams. Anything less than you
Mm-mm.
couldn't function.
What was terrible? Okay. JP, awesome guy, great boss. He supports this channel, supports the show, sponsors the show. His family doesn't drink coffee or
What?
caffeine at any time.
Wow.
So it was so insane because like Mitch, full espresso machine at his house.
Yeah.
Me, I had my Nespresso and Celsius, at my whim. And I was just like, I woke up and I'm like, ready for some coffee. And he's like, oh yeah, we don't have any. He was like, do you want me to make you a tea? And I was like, no.
Absolutely not.
Yeah. So
Where'd you go?
How does
Starbucks?
how does he function? That guy works
As
crazy
an
hours.
entrepreneur and a new father, I do not know.
Celsius, lots of it.
He doesn't drink. He doesn't drink energy drinks.
Oh, good lord.
There was one Celsius in his fridge, and it was like pomegranate or some flavor I hadn't even seen. And I was like, I guess I'm doing this for breakfast. But one day I got all these targeted ads for like an alternative to Dutch Bros, but we didn't go there. He took us to one place called like Java or whatever. And like buying a coffee there was the same price, except here my latte is like 12 ounces. And there my latte was like 45 ounces. It was it was like this big, bro. And I had cold foam on it. And as we're driving, he had a brand new car. It hasn't even had it for a month yet. He hits a curb and my cold foam just Jackson Pollocks all over his car, bro.
That should have been the video of where you got fired.
Chris,
Yeah.
that is the true Jake experience, man. Good luck.
He's like, yeah, he's not staying. He's like, we're taking the light rail in every day. Besides, it's not like Chris has bought a new car recently.
I did.
Oh, you're out of luck, pal.
Shout out to the Biff Bam Pow podcast. I haven't seen you in a while, man.
Gianni's always here, man. And you got waffled. Hey, I got recognized. How crazy is it that I got recognized? Oh, hey, Jake. When is oh, you know what? I think I get a lot of messages in there's like 3 different inboxes, and I think sometimes they go in one where I have to like accept the message to see it. So I just don't check that frequently. Yeah, we just dropped the video where I package all the books at OPV and get roasted. So that was fun. And I guess Jordan, when's the next video getting released?
You already dropped that one.
Yeah.
I don't know. Are we filming tomorrow?
We can.
Is that what?
Be a busy little bee. Harry Williamson needs content. Yeah, Mike, morning tea, go to hell. Like, and I was like, yeah, I wasn't
to assure you, Jake, I have a Keurig. It is we don't do pods, we just do the normal ground
Nice.
within it. So we
Okay.
do
With the universal.
Do the
Here's the thing.
universal.
I was gonna say, had I known he didn't have coffee of any kind, me and Mitch could have sprung for a Keurig to ship to his house. You know what I mean? Like,
That's commitment.
You would have done what you did at Expona. Just order a case of Celsius to JP's house.
I did. I ordered a case of Celsius.
Oh my god.
To my room. And yeah, so to answer your question, we've been doing a lot of Instagram content lately and ad content lately. So we need to do more YouTube content,
and client work.
Did drop 2. Yeah, and client work. I did send our first official paid invoice today. That was fun.
Yeah.
Making them bucks.
Look at us
Paying
making
them
them
bills.
bucks. I mean, we already pre-spent the money that we made,
as any good business does.
Yeah, you gotta reinvest in yourself. Speaking of reinvesting in myself, I actually don't have a crazy haul this week.
Oh, okay.
But I had some books.
Okay, show them.
Up first, I got Wonder Woman Fury.
Nice.
That's a baby.
This is volume 3. This is Trinity.
That is a baby.
That is a baby. Here.
I gotta say, Chris, have you caught up on Wonder Woman?
Yeah, I'm up to date. Yeah.
Okay. Volume 1, amazing. I feel like I loved it. I thought it was awesome. It's at a breakneck speed and it ends on a cliffhanger. Volume 2 kind of takes a step back. You can minimize me. I want reactions.
You want the stage.
There's like meandering. There's like a little side adventure with like Superman and Wonder Woman going shopping. Like, and you're like, I can see how week to week that would have lost people, but this one ties it all in. Everything in volume 2 led to something, and I feel like it both ends the first 3, like the first real arc, but also sets off what's really going to be happening in the run.
Yeah, I'll be very curious to see because I will agree with you. The second half just it ended up being I read my weeklies by things I'm not that interested in, but kind of stick with it and then save the best for last. So Wonder Woman became some of the ones I read early during that second arc, but as it went through, it was definitely good at the end. I am thinking, as always, Tom King does. He plays a big long game. I'm very curious to see how this all strikes out. So it's not my favorite Tom King run so far, but it's definitely not near my least favorite. So it's kind of right there because I know he's still on it for a bit. So
I think that first volume was like a B plus. The second volume on its own is a C. But if you read all 3 together, I think that would have been a much more enjoyable experience for me. Like, and that's go figure.
Well, there's something to be said for trade rating in that sense.
Yeah.
So.
But even trade rating, it's like you get to a point where it's like if all 3 trades are the first arc, should you arc wait? You know what I mean? Like,
yeah, that's a ROM V kind of thing too.
I can't wait till it's an omnibus. I will be happy to pick it up.
Then I got Superman Unchained.
This is the new one that cover. Nice.
Yeah.
Scott Snyder, right?
Scott Snyder and Jim Lee. I can't believe this doesn't have an absolute yet. I've never read it, but with that creative team, you feel like it would have an absolute already.
I picked that up at Ollie's, its first run. That's how I got it. That deluxe edition.
So we got Bunk saying, Bunk went crazy on the Whatnot stream, bro.
He looked like it at that point. I was just kind of snooping in the background watching because I never really didn't really bid on anything.
You were the one making all the mean comments about my dancing, right?
No, I was not actually.
Bunk, does it weigh more than one of your kids or both of your kids combined?
And then Captain Underprint saying it's Tom King at his best, and Heroic Hideaway saying I'm Omni waiting. Oh, did we ever try that new mode where the comments are on stage?
Yeah, I don't like it. Nobody
Y'all
really
don't like it?
No, because especially when we start getting into the slideshow, it covers up the words. So it's and Omar tried it actually today on his Q&A, and he wasn't a fan either.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, it's
Sorry,
okay.
StreamYard, make it better.
And then this is one I was supposed to read yesterday, but I didn't get a chance to. I'll read it this weekend. I got Jenny Sparks.
Okay.
If Gianni's here, we know how you feel about the first issue. And that was all that you read. I'm going to be honest. I haven't heard great things about this run, but I know that people are very reverent about the Authority characters. I know that this is a character whose end was so heroic in those books. So like bringing her back, and especially what I know about this run is she comes back because of the events of 9/11 and her work's not done. That I can understand is crazy for people, but also that's the event that got Tom to sign up for the army. So he's definitely pulling from his own personal well. I'm going to give it an open mind. And because that's one I knew after seeing Gianni's like 6-page essay about how much he hated issue 1, I was like,
Jake, have you read any of the Authority?
I have read the first absolute of the Authority, the good stuff.
Okay.
The good stuff.
You mean so you've only read one volume of it, not both of them?
I haven't read both.
Okay, read both.
So okay, wait, did she pop up in the second one too?
Just read both.
Okay.
You'll appreciate. It'll give you a better frame of reference.
Got it. And Mike saying Tom King is at his best when he's on The Brave and the Boys.
Hell,
that would I agree with.
Lastly, this is one I bought specifically for Heroes Con.
Okay. Here,
so I have to read it before
we're gonna highlight you.
Hey,
Oh,
I got
look at that.
ecstatic. And I sent them a picture the other day. My dupe went missing. I had my dupe on top of my bookshelf. My cats took it downstairs and put it in their teepee with their toys.
Is dupe okay?
I don't think dupe is okay. I don't think dupe is mine anymore. They claimed it.
No. What will Jess say to that? You need to rescue dupe. We must respect
Jess
it.
literally said it's their dupe now.
Ah.
Jess understands when a cat steals your things.
Now, my question to you is, as we get closer to this, how are you bringing books down? Because that's a hefty one on its own.
I don't think I'm going to bring as many books as other people. I think I'm just going to have one suitcase just for books, and I'm going to Amazon ship one of those rolling carts to your house.
Okay. I was about to say you could always ship a couple our way as well.
Yeah. My thing is I'm going less for autographs this time and more just to meet people, maybe drop off, like you said, business cards.
Yep.
I think for creators, business cards, for other people, maybe like a QR code that they can scan to like subscribe to our Instagram or our YouTube or something.
Combo it.
Yeah. I just like, because like JP was saying he didn't think business cards were a good idea. And I was like, but I'm not going to. He's like, just give him a QR code to scan. I'm like, I'm not going to have a creator just follow me on Instagram. That's so pretentious. And he goes, oh, okay, for that, I get why business cards make sense.
Well, business cards in the sense of you need a leave behind for them, especially if you're making a connection. And so I would say at least it has it, QR code, make it simple. You know, they have to have something. They're not going to write stuff down. They're going to write stuff down, but then they'll forget it.
So how do you feel is X-Statics going to be my first X book ever?
It's not your first X book.
He has so many I've
never read one before.
Well, if you want to talk about X-Statics again, it was one that I was more amazed at how long it lasted. It had the following, and I was one of them. So I'm very excited that you bought it, because that means that it's getting closer to when I can buy it when the reprint comes.
Oh, you don't have it?
No, I don't.
Oh my god! I got mine for Undercover.
I know. I was very impressed.
Yeah. Chris is the one that has to veto or approve my purchases.
Yeah, but he only listened about 50% of the time.
No. When was the last time I said okay? The time I said no, I then got that crazy deal on those out of print deluxes.
I know, and then I signed off on it but originally it wasn't that deal. Originally it was way overpriced, and I said absolutely not. You're not paying that amount for one deluxe edition. That's insane.
So would you call them TV mutants or reality TV mutants?
I call them amazing mutants that Mike Allred gave life and love to.
Okay.
I have no opinion on any of this.
They're not your uncanny X-Men. I will tell you that they are straight from the world of.
I don't think I can.
They're very canny.
I can't. Also, why does that one look like his Madman character but a female?
Because it's Mike Allred.
Yeah. Look at that. Isn't Dupe the cameraman? That's like Jordan. Jordan's Dupe.
Mm-hmm.
Kind of looks like Jordan. Look at him.
There we go.
Oh.
Gotta love Dupe.
He's calling me
a bean.
Okay.
Harry's saying, I'm going to go buy DCeased Compact next week when it's released, and I will be buying at the same times as buying the Static Compact 2. I'm excited for the rest of Wave 2. Yeah.
Yeah, cool. Compact gang.
Mm-hmm.
Have you ever bought any of the compacts, Chris?
No, because it is not the way I want to read.
You just buy a few and put them in your school's library?
That's the
Does your school's library have more comics than a regular school because of you, or
no, I haven't done anything. It has a very, very good, healthy selection of graphic novels and things like that. Not because of me. It's just I have nothing to do with that.
Got it. Okay, so you never did like any kind of comic initiative.
There's a big approval process for things to get done with getting books. So
yeah, and
we're not going to bore people with that.
Yeah. Anyone else have any hauls?
I
have a small one.
Yeah. Why don't you go? Why don't you go, Jordan?
Also, I might have a giant book arrive today on the stream.
Okay.
That'd be cool.
Another one. All right,
I
Jordan,
have a
show it off.
arriving today.
Okay, 3 books. I'll do the smaller ones first. So, starting first with Dark Knight Steel.
Got the DM cover. Like it.
Already had that.
Okay. So Dark Knight Steel, the next deluxe.
Have you read it yet, Jordan?
I have not.
Oh, read it. Read it this week. You
Oh,
won't regret it.
okay,
Absolutely won't regret it.
the next one I did not pick. Jake had a double. I took it. I don't need it, but Superman, Final Crisis,
Wait, you
Legion
took
of
that for my
Three
house?
Worlds.
That's thin. That's thin.
Right?
Yeah.
So yeah.
I mean, I know it was only like 3 issues, but still, I was kind of surprised they did that as a deluxe. But why not?
All right, the last one came in just today, and it just released last week. Wonder Woman
Mm-hmm.
by Greg Rucka.
First time I've ever seen.
Whoa! Don't know if I could show that on screen.
Omnibus in Jordan's collection.
Wait, what? Woman centric.
Yeah,
my first zombie I ever had was iZombie, which the lead character is a woman.
She's a zombie. That doesn't count.
Uh-oh, now we're getting into zombie rights now.
By the way, did your Absolute Sandman ship to you yet?
They have. They will be here next week on Wednesday, which I will not be here.
Yeah, that means people can take it from your porch then. There we go.
Nope.
Do you think it's wrong to be late to my grandfather's 100th birthday party next Saturday so Chris doesn't do the stream alone?
I mean, you're an adult. Despite
It's
appearances, you are an adult.
I mean, is 100 even that special of a birthday?
Just do it from his birthday. Just go to the birthday and
I did from an airport. I did from an airport.
Yeah, okay.
Again, like we kept no excuses. Play like a champion.
We can all be there for
However, in 2 weeks, no Jake and I. Jordan's on his own. Screw you, Jordan. Sorry.
Right.
because our buddy BJ Kicks is on a panel at 4:30 that Saturday.
Should we just skip it that week? That way everyone can go watch his panel.
Well, Jordan's not coming. He can't watch the panel.
No, that sounds like I'm the anti-BJ person. I want to make sure that
it's not live streamed. It's not live streamed. It's one of those things that people can watch.
I don't know. We'll figure it out.
Yeah.
Jordan,
watch it be like watch it be the most epic week of hauls that Jake's gonna be so upset he missed.
Oh yeah.
Jake hates mutants, zombies, and keeping his shirt on while selling on Whatnot.
And David too.
David needed to cool down, bro. I was his little llama making, or what's it called? Llamas with the bumps. What are the waters that camel? That was his camel. Yeah, because I was like, because it was at one point his wife was like, tell him to stop drinking, and I was like, I was gonna meet her the next day.
The one who's on sobriety and sober. Yeah, tell him to stop drinking. Yeah, Jake, do your job.
Yeah.
Yeah, he drank a lot of tequila that night.
All right, Chris.
Ooh, that's a hard no for me. Never. All right, start off small. Got Mighty Morphin Power Rangers, Rita's Rewind for the Switch.
Dope.
Very excited. I've been holding off ever downloading the digital because I said I want this physically. And Ollie's was nice. Found the $50 black and whites, so now I've got color and black and white.
Hell yeah!
Wait, are you near an Ollie's?
Yeah.
We should go to Ollie's when I'm there.
Yeah, we gotta have first time the time. But yes, we are near an Ollie's, like 15 minutes away.
Chris, that was a necessary double dip, but I think you need to remove rational from your.
No, that is rational. No, rational because I did not pay anywhere close to it for $50 when it's $250 normal price. No, that is rational. That's being very rational. Again, I point back to Jake trying to spend way over cover price for one single deluxe edition.
True.
That is not rational. And Twinsies. I was so happy to get this.
Don't show the back. It's going to get us demonetized.
No, do show the back.
I just love this cover. I'm glad they went with this cover for the versus the placeholder. So the next one, volume, this is where I started getting back into comics. I'm very excited for this because this takes me back to college where I got back into comics. This is right around Infinite Crisis. This is when Wonder Woman's really doing what many consider in DC some very questionable things and actions, but I loved it. I thought it was awesome. So, and then Volume 2 will collect her his run with Rebirth. So that, and then Injustice 2.
Hey.
Not as good as Injustice 1, but Tom Taylor's back on it, so that helps.
That's cool. That's cool.
And then Brand New Day.
Wow.
Nice.
I like the standard edition cover best.
That looks cool.
Yep. And then one thing I was waiting and glad it came early.
Oh,
Superman.
I almost took mine home from Texas, bro.
You should have. Because look at that. Oh my goodness. I saw that cover in an overview. I was like, wow.
So good. I'm excited.
Yeah.
Cool, dude.
And the extras in it. Oh, there is a very cool. I'm not going to ruin it for you. But you already opened it, didn't you, Jake?
No.
No? Okay, well, I won't ruin it for you. There is something extra inside, so be careful when you open.
Okay.
So.
This will be maybe one for Chris. I never covered American Vampires. There's a compact edition of it. I've never read American Vampires.
Yeah.
Has anyone else here?
I haven't. I've got both Omnis back there. American Vampire is a very cool series. I know we got the first kind of arc co-written with Stephen King and Scott Snyder. Scott Snyder does horror very well, especially with Raphael Albuquerque. And the idea of taking the vampire series through an anthology, through different time periods and things like that, I'm a huge fan of vampire stories at this point, but this American Vampire is very highly recommended. Scott Snyder just knows how to do horror very well.
Hell yeah. That's one of those ones that I just knew nothing about, and it was always.
It is very
hard to
mature, though.
justify.
I will say that very mature. So if that bothers you, just be aware.
How many compacts would it need to be to collect the full series?
How much does the first one collect? What's the first one's?
Let's see.
Because I'll grab the Omnis right now. Because are either of these out of print? I want to say one of these is out of print.
1 through 11.
Okay, so
Cool.
First Omni collects 1 through 27, American Vampire Survival of the Fittest 1 through 5, which is, I think, one of the best of the series. American Vampire Lord of Nightmares 1 through 5, so this is 1. And then 2, this collects 28 through 34, American Vampire The Long Road to Hell number 1, American Vampire Anthology 1 and 2, also Second Cycle 1 through 11, and then the conclusion of the series, American Vampire 1976 to 1 through 10. And I forgot I got this when I backed his Noctura Kickstarter, a signed copy of a random issue of Survival of the Fittest, which is actually, like I said, my favorite one. So.
I know it's probably been a while since you've read it, but do you know, with it being an anthology, does that 1 through 11 tell a satisfying story on its own?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I mean, there are characters. Like I said, it's an anthology one. There are characters that do continue throughout. Like Skinner is the main one that is one of the main ones that's followed, but it's the time periods. It's a cool idea of how his spin on vampires. So.
Nice.
Interesting.
And then I haven't read it, but the art is phenomenal. Have any of you read the Universal Monster hardcover by James Tinian? I know OmniDog picked it as one of his books of the year last year.
I've heard very good things from Jess. So,
Jake, don't you have that book in the collection?
Yeah, I said I flipped through it and looked at the art, but I've never read it. I think I got it after Halloween and was like, I'm going to wait till Halloween to read it. Cool. Well, it's about that time.
Time to learn today's lesson.
That it is.
As always, we want to thank our friend Chris for making the PowerPoint every week. and making sure it's up to date with no mistakes. And if there are any mistakes, he really takes it personally and he really cares.
I do care. I don't like mistakes.
But everybody has those days.
Yeah, that's why there's erasers on pencils. That's what I tell my children. Jake likes all the books this week, all of them,
every single
one.
I don't know, man. I feel like this week's not for me. There's like one book I'm excited about this week. I mean, that's not what I should tell y'all. Alien Galaxy of Nightmares. This Jordan, I feel like you're our alien expert.
Yeah, this is an alien book. That's a trade paperback, but I know for sure it does collect issues 1 through 12 from the 2021 Alien series and 1 through 6 from the 2022 series, plus the annual #1 from 2022.
You guys want to know why we're selling this random trade paperback when we don't sell every trade paperback?
I actually do.
Because JP just personally gets every Alien comic, and so he puts it in just for himself.
I will say this. I have been very impressed since Marvel has taken back and put these out with Alien and Predator, especially the series written by Philip Kennedy Johnson. It is one of the ones that, as I say, I read some of my favorites for last. This is one I always, when I see it come out, this is towards the bottom of the pile because I know it's been a good story, and especially collecting his arcs of this early run. If you're a fan of the Alien series, this will not disappoint.
Nice.
No one is innocent, and no one can hear you scream.
Absolutely, no one can hear you scream.
Jordan, for being such a big Alien fan, have you read an Alien comic yet? Or
I have read an Alien comic before.
Okay.
An Alien comic.
A single issue.
Just one.
Up next, Chrononauts. I mean, this is a library edition. Is this another Mark Millar library edition? Should I have got this? Damn.
If I'm curious about this, I want to see an overview because this is one I have not read yet, but I'm also a huge fan of Sean Murphy. And as Jordan and I were talking about before you jumped on, Jake, it's very, if you didn't know Sean Murphy's was on it, well, just look at the cover.
Yeah, that is Sean Murphy at his absolute Murphyist.
So very much for mature readers from what I understand, hence why I underlined it at that point. I don't know. With Mark Millar, I like the idea of this concept, understanding, traveling through time and things like that. But Miller, I'm 50-50 on. Some things I really like, other things I like, Red Sun. Other things I don't like, it's the other half of it. I'm.
So, chat, let us know. Have any of you read this? They're pumping out the Mark Millar library editions this year.
Yeah, you had Jupiter's Legacy was a couple weeks ago, right?
And then before that, we had Magic Order.
Mm-hmm. And then now, technically, this. Because this is
Yeah.
Mark Millar.
Yep.
Cool. Well, I didn't ask for this. And I thought I was going to collect all the Mark Millar library editions, and I guess I missed out.
No. You can always hit that pre-order button.
Here's my pick.
Odyssey. Jordan, you are not holding Cosmic Odyssey. Chris is holding Cosmic Odyssey.
Here's my pick.
Guys, look at the thumbnail.
Literally, look.
You got it already?
No, I've had this.
Yeah.
I love how classic they look. They look very much like Justice League Unlimited on this cover.
Yeah.
Well, this is interesting. Of like a friend of mine, this was one of the books that was his gateway into DC. And it actually is not a bad story to get in because you have Fourth World involved.
Mm-hmm.
You have the Justice League involved. And actually, one of the things that happens in this book with Jon Stewart is something they actually carry over through until Scott Snyder's run on Justice League makes a direct reference to it because of something happens.
Is it what he does to that planet that he just like?
Yeah. No. We don't want to ruin it.
Oh my! I feel like every run with him, he's just so like guilty, and it's like, forgive yourself, man.
Well, you read this story and you'll understand why.
So that was cool because I read that. I that first popped up for me when I read Blackest Night. And so that's cool to know where that came from.
Yes, it comes from here, and it's very interesting just because they set up a lot of stuff for this, and then what follows up is John Byrne. And John Byrne wanted like nothing to do with it, hated everything about it, and didn't
Hmm.
carry anything over, period, when it came to his fourth world. And I think this is a really cool tale that has some, again, it has legitimate consequences. I'm very,
So
not
so
surprised that John Byrne got angry about it, but that's why I'm not a fan of John Byrne's run, because I think Snarlin set up some great stuff.
if I were to organize this, this would probably go after the Fourth World Volume 2 and before the John Byrne omnibus.
Yes,
Correct.
correct.
There are more series in between those two, though.
Yeah, there are.
But the John Byrne omnibus is out of print, right?
Maybe.
Didn't you?
It was on the list. I thought came on the list of it was on the reprint list, in the sense of like what we want to come back out. So yes, it is out of print.
Up next, Superman, Kryptonite, Nevermore.
Nice.
Why does that give me the same vibes as Superman Unchained?
But this is green chains. This is kryptonite chains.
And
Man,
it's
you
Nevermore.
can't hold them down.
Silver Age Soupies.
And then this is Bronze Age.
Oh, includes Dennis O'Neil. Yeah.
Yeah. His powers begin to fade, and a doppelganger Superman arrives on the scene with strange powers of its own. And any contact between the two might result in destruction of a planet. Along with Kryptonite Nevermore, DC Finest Superman Kryptonite Nevermore includes the Bronze Age adventures of comics, including Denny O'Neil, Kurt Swan, Carrie Bates, and Len Wein.
Hey, I like Len Wein.
Yes.
Cool. Jake's picking this up.
I don't think I did. I think I just can't do the Finest because then I feel like I need to do all the Finest, So, like, I'm slowing down on non-oversized books. But I wish that these do well. They're supposed to do great. I'm committing to the compacts, absolutes, omnis, deluxes, and Batman Finest. Yeah.
Screw Superman's Finest. No one cares. Movie's gonna flop.
My pick of the week.
Yay, Jordan.
Jordan, I liked how yours was the only book that was glowing.
Yeah, man, was it glowing, man. What did I say? Holy Halo effect Batman?
Talk to us about this, Jordan. Read us the description.
Well, I mean, it's obvious what it is. I don't think I need to read it, but it's a bright, bold, and beautiful box set that includes over 70 incredible queer-focused stories and illustrations encompassing 3 years of DC's multiple award-winning Pride celebration. Wow, that was a long sentence. Brought to you by an all-star lineup of queer and ally talent, including Grant Morrison, James Tynion IV, Mariko Tamaki, Nicole Maines, Trung Le Nguyen, Klaus Janson, Vita Ala, Zoe Thorgood, and many, many more.
Jordan's also saying, thank God, no more to say.
There's so many names to try to pronounce right. Also featuring an extensive tribute to trailblazing writer Rachel Pollack and Kevin Conroy's celebrated autobiographical comic Finding Batman.
If you have not read Finding Batman,
yeah, I've read that.
Absolutely, it's on DC Infinite. It's not on the like the highest tier, ultra tier. You can get it there. Yeah. It is worth the read. If you have never known anything about Kevin Conroy's background, do yourself a favor after the stream. Go read it. It's not going to take too long. It'll be worth it.
Sick.
I feel like I need to pick up that Rachel Pollack omnibus before it goes out of print.
The her Doom Patrol run.
Yeah,
it's good.
Cool.
Jordan, are you going to be picking this up?
No, I don't do box sets.
What? You have Scott Pilgrim's box set.
Yeah, but I didn't buy it.
I have two of them.
You have more. You have an Akira box set. You have box sets.
That's not my Akira box set. That's my sister's box set.
No, I don't know where you do box sets.
There you go. Matt H says, Jake, it's a slippery slope. I started the plan was just to get DC Finest Batman, Flash, and Green Arrow. I now own 9, including 5 other characters not originally planned for.
That's how it happens, man. This one I don't do. I don't do DC versus vampires.
You had all of them collected at one point.
I do still have them all.
Oh my god.
I was very impressed with the first arc of it, and then the second arc came, and it was like, oh, it's not what I wanted.
Oh.
I fell off of it during that second arc. They did in my opinion, they did a real good job, but obviously it has found a good following because the series they keep on adding more acts to it. So
It just
I'm
keeps
happy for
going. Chat, anyone pumped about this? No?
This is a choice of a cover for the compact.
That
Really
is a
good.
choice.
Out of everything they could have done, DC's, they could have been the standard same thing. Batman on the front cover. Nope, we're gonna go Harley Quinn going zombie.
Unique. Still no DC Omnibus, huh?
It's coming.
Yeah, it's coming.
A few weeks away.
I've got I'm looking to get rid of and sell probably all my DCeased in all the colors that I've gotten. So if you're one of the few people that haven't read DCeased,
It's
I
so
read
good.
the first few issues and I really liked it. It was also like dark.
Oh
the
yeah.
whole thing. You put it down.
Batman's dead, right?
It was when it was
Yeah,
week
yeah.
to week. I read the first like 2 or 3 issues and then I just never followed up with it.
I've given Jordan his homework. Your homework is to read DCeased.
I have to read X
It's
Tag.
DCeased, even
No,
the smaller.
fix
I
DCeased.
also have to read like 30 Mark Waid books before July.
You can. DCeased will not take you but maybe an hour at most. Even
You
to
really
reread
think
it.
I shouldn't wait until the omnibus comes out to read it?
You don't need to read the omnibus to enjoy it.
You can read the first one. Come on, Jordan.
Yeah.
I mean, come on, Jake. Fix this.
Also, yeah, everyone, don't forget to smash that like button.
Smash it.
You are
Smash it
super
like
fringe.
Hulk smash things.
I am pumped. I gotta get some of the compacts. I think I have them all ordered, but just don't ever follow up on them.
They just show up.
And this you need as well.
I have the Omni.
Yeah, but you need to collect the Marvel. You're the small collector. You show
Yeah,
the
you-
small
They
compact
don't call me
editions.
the small collector.
I like it how Marvel, DC doesn't hide away from the size. They call it DC Compact. Marvel goes Marvel Premier Collection. I have to make sure to put the digest to trade paperback because when you hear Premier, you think, oh, is it like a treasury? Is it like a gallery? No, this is Marvel's answer, but I found it interesting they didn't
Yeah.
try to. They're hiding the fact that this is a compact.
So
Yeah.
funny.
But yep, this is the beginning of Hickman's run.
Which I read in the omnibus recently.
Nice.
This is pretty rad, and this is pretty clear that this is the run that's probably most applicable to the movie that they're doing.
Mm.
Oh,
Maybe.
you
Interesting.
disagree?
Yeah, I think that's a big. Considering what they're doing with it, I think they might take winks and nods. I don't think it has.
Yeah, well, no, I know, but I'm
Yeah.
saying like I think they're putting this out as a premiere collection
Yes.
for cross synergy specifically.
Correct.
for the
Yes,
movie.
yes,
That's
yes,
what-
yes,
I didn't
yes.
mean
I was
that.
about to- I was about to
I
say,
didn't mean that they're basing the
no.
movie off this run.
Yeah.
I meant that they picked this run because it synergizes, as a company.
It's a good entry point.
Yeah.
Mhm. Good cover choice too. I like it.
It
Yeah.
looks so cool.
Watch the cover come out and be completely different when it finally releases.
That's never happened like every time.
Oh my gosh. Ryan Bragg, I like the compact editions. They're great. While traveling, I picked up the Harley Quinn and Wonder Woman ones today. Heck yeah. I gotta get back and look at my orders because I have like a lot of books that should be coming soon. Like I'm really excited for the new Killing Joke, finest edition.
Yeah.
Because then that means I finally can read Second Chances again.
After I stole it.
Yeah. Have you read it since I've given it to you?
I've read it.
Nice. I feel like Second Chances is one you have to read every couple months.
No, no, it does not.
You don't think so?
No, I could say that about other books. It's not a bad story. I think some people really there are some people who really hate that book. I don't understand why.
Interesting.
Chat, do you hate that book? Let us know down below.
Just I love when Jake does that. Just random question. Let us down below if you hate this book.
It's called chat engagement. Chat, do you like when I engage with you, or do you want us to ignore you?
Do a
Do you
poll.
like it when I
Do a
play hard
poll.
to...
Jake, put a poll out there. Do you like Jake?
Do you
What?
like Jake? Wow.
No, everyone wants me to get the crowbar.
Hashtag crowbar Jake.
Only
Don't do
when
that
Jess
little
is
hand
on.
gesture.
Oh,
I've already made sure that Jess is bringing his crowbar to Heroes Con to keep you in line.
we
I
had to
think Jordan
reschedule our Jess shoot.
Was that today? I'm not emotionally ready for it.
It would have been today.
He just moved me on the slide. Okay. Iron Man, 10 rings to rule the world.
But only one ring to unite them.
Hey, shout out to Jack from the Brave and the Boys.
I love Jack.
My name's Jay.
I love Jack.
Jack's the number one.
Jack
Brave
is
boy.
the secret sauce of what makes Brave and the Boys run.
Without
Jackie
Jack.
for that secret sauce.
Jake actually runs off of Jake's coattails. Let's just be honest.
I feel stupid because no, don't say that, man. We all double dip on accident sometimes. I bought the Captain America Premier Edition, but didn't realize it covered Captain America: The Winter Soldier Dossier Edition, but which has other stories in there too. Yeah, I have it in the Brubaker Omnibus.
Yeah,
but I still bought it.
Sometimes you just need to buy 5 copies of the same thing.
Yep. A riot has broken out in Mutant Town. I have this in the omnibus, and this is supposed to be awesome, and it's been out of print as a but is that what it collects? It collects 127 to 14.
Yeah, this is the beginning this is the beginning of the run, I think, for Grant Morrison.
Oh, so it's the carryover from the I see.
Yeah. Because they didn't renumber, so
Should I start with this or Ecstatics?
do Ecstatics.
Okay.
You got to prepare for Heroes Con. There's nothing you need to prepare for Heroes Con for this.
Yeah. Grant Morrison ain't going to be there. He's working on his Deadpool Batman book.
There.
Yeah, there. Star Wars Battle of Jakku. I think I interviewed the guy who did this. Yes, I did. I interviewed Alex Segura. We talked about this.
Poor Jake. He needs to get some rest.
I know. I'm sorry, guys. I'm sick. I got really sick. Mitch Omnibuddy got really sick. And
so the lesson is don't stay up so late.
Yeah.
This is why I don't leave my house. Now I'm gonna leave my house again.
You really are Omnidog Jr. So yeah, so this so this collects the series detailing the Battle of Jakku that is only referenced in Force Awakens. So this kind of details all 3 arcs, all put into this lovely trade paperback. So
and if you're curious, you can watch my interview with Alex Segura where we talk about this.
I'm very excited to read this.
Hell yeah. What I like is that it doesn't just collect Insurgency Rising, it also has Republic Under Siege and all 4 issues of Last Stand. Why is everyone calling me Jack? Jack from the Brave and Boys is not a dull boy.
He is not a dull boy, except right now when he's sick. He is very dull.
Jack's sick? I know Jake's sick, but I didn't know Jack was sick.
My Kingdom Come Absolute showed up this morning 3 days early. I'm so excited to read it in oversize.
Oh,
dude, we're excited for you.
And Mike just bought the Kingdom Come documentary.
Mine is arriving on Tuesday.
Wasn't it like $80 for one Blu-ray?
Yes, and I also paid for the signature too because I'll never know if I'm ever going to see Alex Ross in person. So, and I have a chance because one of the stretch goals was getting mini posters. 1 in 100 could come signed by him. So maybe I'll get lucky.
Superman: The Golden Age Omnibus Volume 1. These groundbreaking so this This I think I do have in a finest edition, right? Or at least part of it.
Correct. So
Yeah.
you do have this ordered currently. So you'll have the finest and you'll have the omnibus.
Hell yeah.
Oh, cool, James. That's nice that they fit into the Blu-ray case. Nice. I'm getting 2 different packages. James, did you get? I'll ask you this: Did yours come in? I've got 2 different UPS codes that are coming my way. Did you get the same thing?
Interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And also, James, if you know Chris's address, put that in the chat down below.
Why would he know my address?
He knows all of our addresses.
That is true. He knows
Yep.
all.
I mean, I would say that I feel like Golden Age Superman is more readable than Silver Age Superman. Is that a hot take?
That is a very big hot take.
I just got the Blu-ray. It came with some art cards, which is cool.
Yeah. Did
Mine
any of you
arrived
get your
in
signed?
$1.
Interesting. I don't know why I have 2. Interesting.
Moving on. This one I do have ordered. I'm pumped for this one. This is going to be so fun to read in fall. It's when it's a little cold outside.
Spooky season.
Cocoa. You know, I just feel like I want to just randomly open the omnibus, the Jake order for Spectre, for Phantom Stranger, and for whatever the third. Dead Man, and just
Dude,
just put them on shuffle.
that cover is literally Jake calling me at 7 a.m. asking me when I'm going to be at his house to go film. It's
Is
so
that really
accurate.
us?
That's us, dog. That's me waking up from my slumber.
It's
Yeah,
you waking
except-
up, and that's Overlord Jack. I mean Jake.
Let's see Chris's address.
Chris, is this correct? We're all in danger.
James, can you actually chat me that because I'm going to be staying with him and I need to know where I'm going.
I'm picking you up.
Me and
Yeah,
Chris
but
drink
he-
different Celsius flavor. I got
But
to send
he
a
has
crate
to
to
order
his
the
house.
Celsius. Yeah.
Chris buys the variety packs, and some of those flavors are mid.
No, I buy the pomegranate. I'm quite happy with it. Not the
The-
pomegranate, the dragon fruit. That's what I get. The dragon.
The only thing that's not the same between me calling Jordan at 6 a.m, asking him when he's coming over, is that the Spectre is wearing much more clothes.
Oh my god, he is. That is overdressed compared to what Jake is.
All straight FaceTime Jordan completely naked, showing a complete thigh. And I'll be like, why aren't you here yet?
It's atrocious.
Where's my coffee with the
Yeah.
cold foam?
Where do I file an HR claim for Brave Boys production? Where does that get filed at?
HR is a paper shredder, baby.
No.
Hello from Belgium.
Hello.
That's a rad looking
Hello.
Pokemon card. That's New Mutant Volume 2, not 1. Okay, so don't start there unless
Don't
you're
start
me.
there. Thank you.
Cold outside in California, sure, Jan. I'm by
Jan?
the beach. It's like that's a meme. Like, sure, Jan.
You know
Right?
why
Isn't
that? You know why
isn't
that messed
Brady
me up with
Bunch?
new mutants? That's because that's the cover of the Omni I have. That's why I got messed up.
Did you guys like the Lazarus short that we made?
Yeah. I love that one. That was a good one.
Okay. Spawn book 16.
Chris's book.
This is
Chris's
graphic.
book of the week.
Graphic. Look at that kill.
I'd rather look at the Wonder Woman cover than this.
The back of the Wonder Woman
This
cover.
cover makes me feel sicker.
Why? Because is your back hurting or your innards hurting? Because I know that guy's innards are hurting.
Oh my gosh.
He's gonna need to take a rest. He's got an owie.
It looks like he needs some probiotic, man. That looks like a new. You think probiotic's gonna help his gut?
He's gonna need to put a Snoopy Band-Aid on that. Maybe a few.
He just needs Baymax to give him a hug. Oh my gosh!
Maybe some duct tape too.
Why do I want to see Spawn fight Baymax now in a crossover comic?
Oh God, that sounds horrible.
How much extra do you pay to get this done?
What for? What
I'll do that for free, man.
The back cover of the Omni.
Yeah.
I like that they collected that. That was a nice surprise. I had forgotten they were going to put that in.
So, what a fun week. We learned, we grew. I got to the third final night boss of Elden Ring today, Night Rain.
How many more do you have?
If we had beat that boss, we would have won that round. So
You know,
it's basically a roguelite, which you hate.
I
So it's
do.
Elden Ring as a Fortnite roguelite.
I love how it looks, the potential of it, but then immediately when I get close to thinking I'm gonna like it, then I realize, oh yeah, it's a roguelike. I don't play those. I don't
Yeah.
A
like being punished.
Fortnite roguelike?
So Jordan, it's 3 players. You
Okay.
choose six. There's like 6 different classes. You
Okay.
fly. You parachute down on eagles. And how they changed it is there's no fall damage, and you can like traversals like way more Fortnite-y than an Elden Ring. But it's Elden Ring. It's all the bosses from any of the Souls games, all the Souls games, and the fire kind of slowly engulfs the map, slower and slower, and you have to survive for 3 days. The third day is just a boss battle, and at the end of each day, there's a boss.
Hmm.
And if you die, you start all over.
Hmm.
But it's literally Elden Ring as a Fortnite roguelite,
That's very interesting.
and it's awesome.
Are there any other players besides you three?
Yeah, you either play it by yourself or you play it with 3 people.
Okay.
So
Like the
you're either
friend play
single
by
or you're a
yourself.
thruple. And it's so hard as a single player game, they're having to nerf it next week.
Well, it's Elden Ring. It's going to be hard.
Yeah.
That's why I just don't like. I like playing games to enjoy, which is also why I set the difficulty setting appropriately because I don't want to be punished. I don't have the
Yeah.
time. I don't.
Look,
I need to enjoy. I've got a
it depends on
backlog that
who's
makes me
punishing.
cry.
It depends on who's punishing me. If it's Wonder Woman that's going to clamp a boot on my face, I say God bless America. But what's nice about sorry.
At least your sense of humor is intact.
I'm just a patriot.
You're something, all right.
Backhato.
Bro.
I was playing with Backhato. I play games on easy, but I
Look at that cover with the Joker wearing the Wonder Woman. That's so good.
and him
Ugh.
saying, I play a bit off the grid now. Fortnite I am done with. I played too much Star Wars. Yeah, Star Wars was fun, but I kind of miss ammo. Cool guys. My book of the week
Is not
is gonna
Spawn.
be Spectre.
Spectre.
He's DC's grim arbiter of justice.
He judge, jury, and executioner.
Yeah.
He's God's hand of vengeance.
He is
And
the
that's kind of
dread
like
of.
me too. All those things you can describe Spectre with, you can describe me with, you know?
You are not God's hand of vengeance.
Chris,
Okay.
what's your pick?
I will. I'm like I said. I'm curious on Chrononauts. I've never read it. I'm curious to see when someone does an overview on it to make my decision.
Chrononauts
Here's the thing
looks.
though. Does anyone ever do an overview and not act like the book's a must buy? When was the last time someone did an overview and goes, this book you can skip?
They do exist. They're not many, but they do exist.
Yeah.
It-
Not
it-
every single comic can be a must buy. That's my new take.
I agree. I
This
agree with
looks the
that. I
most
think I was very
interesting.
clear on things in this stream why I would not consider it a must buy.
That's my
Cosmic Odyssey,
pick.
though.
That's for me.
Can we get all the jabronis that are going to Heroes Con to do this pose and line up like this? And
How
I'll
about you?
Photoshop it.
Oh no, do it one better. And right next to Jim Starlin, who really doesn't suffer fools.
Okay. Jake, name all the characters.
I think Jake has a line of videos to make overviews of. Dude, videos are so much work for us that like doing a video for something that I don't think is good is like what's the point, you know?
Yeah,
Like I talk about what I love and I just ignore the books I don't love, you know? But imagine me, I go out and I trash a book. Like, imagine if like I had a chance to interview like Brian Azzarello and he heard what I thought about his Joker book, you know? And it, like I have a real chance to interview creators now that like I'd rather just not talk about things I don't like and only talk about the things that I do, you know? But other people that I just feel like people get mad about that. They want us to do more reviews, but it's just like, this is art, dude. It's like, who am I to say this art is skippable? You know, like that's crazy to me.
Well, that's how some people's YouTube channels blow up. Red
Yeah.
eyes and all.
oh my god, I could be like, yeah, it's not a white male protagonist. Skip it. Like,
Yeah, why
I have
isn't
a
Wonder
billion.
Woman Wonder Man?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh my god. And why is Wonder Man black? You know, like, yeah, I feel like those channels blow up. Oh my god, that's gonna get clipped. Remember, I'm a patriot. And on that note, what a good show.
It is.
We've learned, we've laughed, we grew. I'm gonna go make some food because I'm starving.
Nice. I'm headed to the movies.
I have a question for you after the stream. Just don't go
Okay.
away.
Bye, guys.
Oh,
Hey.